Welcome to a new video, and thanks for being here today. Aging is inevitable, but how we age is not predetermined. While chronological age, the number of years you've been alive, moves in only one direction, biological age, how old your body actually seems based on physiological markers, can vary dramatically between individuals. Two 70-year-olds might have biological ages that differ by decades, with one person functioning like someone in their 50s, and another showing the characteristics of someone in their 80s. Today, we're exploring 5 evidence-based markers that can help you understand whether you're aging well or poorly compared to your peers. These indicators aren't about wrinkles or gray hair. They're scientifically validated measures associated with longevity, independence, and quality of life in later years. The good news is that recognizing these signs early gives you the opportunity to make targeted interventions that can improve your aging trajectory. While genetics plays a role in how we age, research from the landmark Danish twins study found that only about 20 to 30% of longevity is determined by genes, meaning the majority is influenced by lifestyle, environment, and health behaviors. As we explore these indicators, keep in mind that everyone's health journey is unique. The information shared today is based on population-level research and should complement, not replace, personalized guidance from healthcare professionals familiar with your specific health profile. Let's dive into the 5 key signs that reveal whether you're aging well or poorly. Sign number 1, walking speed. The human speedometer. Of all the clinical markers researchers have studied, walking speed has emerged as one of the most powerful predictors of how well someone is aging. Often called the 6th vital sign, your normal walking pace provides remarkable insight into your overall health and longevity. The science behind walking speed. A landmark study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association followed over 34,000 older adults and found that walking speed was a stronger predictor of survival than chronological age, sex, or even specific medical conditions. For each 0.1 meters per second increase in walking speed, there was approximately a 12% reduction in mortality risk. What makes walking speed so telling? It's a complex activity that integrates multiple bodily systems: cardiovascular fitness, heart and lung function, musculoskeletal strength and coordination, neurological function, balance, and proprioception, energy efficiency at the cellular level. When researchers from the University of Pittsburgh analyzed data from 9 major cohort studies, they found that walking speeds above 1.0 meters per second, about 2.2 miles per hour, were consistently associated with better than average survival, while speeds below 0.8 meters per second, about 1.8 miles per hour, indicated potentially accelerated aging. Assessing your walking speed. You can measure your own walking speed with a simple home test. Mark off a distance of 10 feet with tape. Add 5 feet before the start mark and after the end mark for acceleration and deceleration. Time yourself walking at your normal, comfortable pace. Divide the distance, 10 feet or approximately 3 meters, by your time in seconds. Healthy adults typically walk at 1.2 to 1.4 meters per second. A walking speed below 0.8 meters per second is associated with poorer health outcomes and may indicate accelerated aging, while maintaining speeds above 1.0 meters per second into your 70s and 80s suggests you're aging particularly well. What to do if your walking speed is slowing? The encouraging news is that walking speed is modifiable. A systematic review in the Journal of Gerontology found that structured exercise programs focusing on both strength and aerobic fitness can improve walking speed by 0.07 to 0.09 meters per second, enough to measurably reduce mortality risk. Simple interventions that have been proven to improve walking speed include progressive resistance training 2 to 3 times weekly, regular walking, gradually increasing pace and distance, balance exercises that improve coordination and confidence. Even individuals in their 80s and 90s have demonstrated significant improvements in walking speed with appropriate training programs, proving it's never too late to positively influence this critical marker of biological age. Sign number 2, grip strength, not just handshakes. The second key indicator of how well you're aging is grip strength, a measure that might seem simple, but reveals surprising insights about overall health and longevity. Why grip strength matters. Extensive research, including a global study of 140,000 people across 17 countries, published in The Lancet, found that grip strength was a better predictor of all-cause mortality than even systolic blood pressure. For each 5-kilogram decrease in grip strength, researchers observed a 16% increase in all-cause mortality. Grip strength is particularly valuable as an aging marker because it correlates strongly with total body muscle strength. It serves as a proxy for the health of your nervous system. It reflects nutritional status and metabolic health. It indicates functional capacity and independence. In fact, the European Working Group on Sarcopenia includes grip strength as one of the primary diagnostic criteria for age-related muscle loss, which significantly impacts quality of life and longevity. Measuring your grip strength, the gold standard measurement uses a calibrated dynamometer, which you might find at a physical therapist's office, fitness center, or research facility. However, there are some functional assessments you can use at home. Can you open jars without assistance? Can you carry heavy groceries without significant strain? Are you able to rise from a chair without using your arms for support? Declining performance in these activities may indicate decreasing grip and overall strength. For reference, healthy men between 65 and 69 typically have grip strengths between 30 and 41 kilograms, while women in the same age range average 18 to 25 kilograms. Values below these ranges may indicate accelerated aging processes, improving your grip strength. A meta-analysis published in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle found that resistance training can increase grip strength by an average of 6 kilograms in older adults, enough to potentially reverse years of biological aging. Effective approaches include hand grip exercises using specialized grippers or squeezable balls, general resistance training, particularly pulling movements like rows, ensuring adequate protein intake, 1.0 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight daily, addressing vitamin D deficiency, which is linked to muscle weakness. Research published in Age and Aging found that improvements in grip strength were associated with corresponding reductions in mortality risk, suggesting that it's never too late to intervene on this important marker. If you're finding this information valuable so far, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. We regularly share evidence-based content on aging well, and your support helps us continue creating science-backed resources that can help you live a longer, healthier life. Sign number 3, recovery rate. Bouncing back matters. How quickly your body returns to baseline after physical stressors is a powerful indicator of biological age that often goes unmeasured in conventional medical settings. The science of recovery research published in the Journal of Physiology demonstrates that recovery rates, specifically how quickly your heart rate returns to normal after exertion, strongly predict longevity independent of other risk factors. A study from the Cleveland Clinic following over 10,000 people found that individuals whose heart rates decreased by less than 12 beats in the first minute after exercise had more than twice the risk of death over a 6-year period compared to those with faster recovery. Recovery ability reflects autonomic nervous system balance, cardiovascular efficiency, cellular energy production capacity, overall resilience, and stress adaptation. These systems naturally decline with age, but the rate of decline varies significantly between individuals who are aging well versus poorly. Assessing your recovery rate. You can test your recovery capacity with a simple procedure. Find your resting heart rate after sitting quietly for 5 minutes. Perform 2 minutes of moderate activity, like climbing stairs. Sit down and check your heart rate immediately after stopping. Check again after 1 minute of rest. Calculate how many beats your heart rate dropped during that minute. A decrease of 20 plus beats in the first minutes suggests good recovery capacity, while a drop of fewer than 12 beats indicates poorer recovery and potentially accelerated aging. Another practical recovery marker is sleep quality. The ability to recover during sleep shows similar patterns. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that older adults who maintain efficient sleep patterns, falling asleep within 30 minutes, and maintaining sleep throughout the night, demonstrate better cognitive function and lower rates of accelerated aging. Improving recovery capacity. The good news is that recovery capacity remains trainable throughout life. A systematic review in sports medicine found that appropriate training can improve heart rate recovery by 5 to 9 beats per minute, enough to significantly impact longevity predictions. Evidence-based approaches include Zone 2, cardio training, exertion at a level where you can still hold a conversation. Interval training with appropriate recovery periods. Stress management techniques like meditation shown to improve heart rate variability. Prioritizing sleep quality and quantity. Even individuals in their 70s and 80s can see meaningful improvements in recovery capacity with consistent training, according to research published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society. Sign number 4. Inflammatory status, the invisible aging accelerator. While less visible than walking speed or grip strength, your body's inflammatory status provides crucial insight into whether you're aging well or poorly. Chronic inflammation and aging. A substantial body of research has established that chronic, low-grade inflammation, sometimes called inflammaging, is a primary driver of biological aging. A landmark study published in Nature Medicine demonstrated that inflammatory markers predict disability, disease, and mortality better than chronological age. Inflammation affects aging through multiple pathways, accelerating cellular senescence when cells stop dividing properly, damaging DNA and cellular structures, reducing insulin sensitivity and metabolic efficiency, promoting atherosclerosis and cardiovascular disease. The difference between normal aging and accelerated aging often comes down to how effectively the body regulates inflammatory processes. Measuring inflammatory status. While comprehensive inflammatory testing requires laboratory analysis, there are several ways to gauge your inflammatory status. High sensitivity. C-reactive protein, HSCRP, is the most common clinical measure. Optimal values are below 1 milligram per liter, with 1 to 3 milligrams per liter indicating moderate risk. Ratio of neutrophils to lymphocytes. In standard blood work, optimal is below 2.0. Monitoring recovery from minor injuries or illnesses. Slower healing can indicate higher inflammatory burden. Some visible signs of elevated inflammation include persistent skin issues, joint stiffness that takes longer to warm up in the morning, and increased susceptibility to infections. Reducing chronic inflammation. A systematic review in Nature Aging found that lifestyle interventions can reduce inflammatory markers by 15 to 30%, enough to potentially reverse years of biological aging. Research-validated approaches include Mediterranean or DASH dietary patterns, both associated with lower inflammatory markers in multiple studies. Regular physical activity, even walking, reduces inflammatory markers by 10 to 15%. Optimizing sleep quality and quantity. Poor sleep increases inflammatory markers by up to 25%. Stress management through practices like meditation or yoga. These interventions work synergistically with research from the Harvard Aging Brain Study, showing that individuals following multiple anti-inflammatory lifestyle practices had significantly lower rates of cognitive decline and better overall aging trajectories. Sign number 5, cognitive adaptability. Mental fitness matters. The fifth key sign of how well you're aging involves your brain's adaptability, a more nuanced measure than simple memory tests. The science of cognitive aging research published in Neurology shows that while some cognitive processes naturally slow with age, the ability to adapt, learn new skills, and switch between tasks, what scientists call cognitive flexibility, varies dramatically between individuals and strongly predicts successful aging. A groundbreaking study from the Rush Memory and Aging Project, following over 1,000 older adults, found that those who maintained high cognitive adaptability showed significantly slower rates of functional decline, regardless of whether they had age-related brain pathology like amyloid plaques. Cognitive adaptability encompasses executive function, planning, problem-solving, multitasking, learning efficiency, how quickly you pick up new skills, cognitive reserve, your brain's resilience against damage, processing speed, how quickly you can perform mental tasks. Assessing cognitive adaptability. While comprehensive cognitive assessment requires professional testing, you can gauge your cognitive adaptability through how easily you learn new technologies or skills, your ability to switch between different types of tasks, whether you can generate multiple solutions to problems, how well you adapt to unexpected changes in plans or routines. Someone aging well cognitively might take longer to learn a new skill than they did in their youth, but can still master it with practice. Someone aging poorly might avoid new learning altogether or struggle significantly with shifts in routine. The Seattle Longitudinal Study, which followed cognitive performance across the lifespan, found that the ability to adapt to novel cognitive challenges was one of the strongest predictors of maintained independence and quality of life in advanced age. Enhancing cognitive adaptability. A meta-analysis in psychological science found that targeted interventions can improve cognitive adaptability by 15 to 35% in older adults, often matching the performance of individuals 10 to 15 years younger. Evidence-based strategies include learning new skills that are outside your comfort zone. Studies show learning digital photography or a musical instrument is particularly effective. Practicing task-switching activities rather than single-focus games. Physical exercise, particularly activities requiring coordination and learning. Maintaining social engagement, especially in contexts requiring perspective-taking and adaptability. Research from the Finger Study, Finnish geriatric intervention study to prevent cognitive impairment and disability, demonstrated that a multi-domain lifestyle intervention improved cognitive performance and adaptability, even in high-risk populations, suggesting it's never too late to enhance this critical aspect of brain aging. Conclusion: creating your aging well roadmap. These 5 signs: walking speed, grip strength, recovery rate, inflammatory status, and cognitive adaptability provide a science-backed framework for understanding whether you're aging well or poorly. While each indicator offers valuable insight individually, their true power comes from looking at the complete picture they form together. The encouraging message from decades of aging research is clear. Biological aging is significantly modifiable. A comprehensive study published in the Journals of Gerontology found that individuals who improved just 3 of these 5 markers reduced their risk of disability by over 50% and their mortality risk by approximately 40% over a 10-year period. Your aging trajectory isn't fixed. It responds to your choices. The optimal approaches for influencing these markers share common themes. Regular physical activity that includes both strength and endurance components. Nutrition that emphasizes whole foods and anti-inflammatory patterns. Quality sleep and effective stress management. Cognitive and social engagement that challenges and stimulates regular monitoring of key health markers with appropriate medical guidance. As you implement changes, remember that consistency matters more than perfection. Research from the MacArthur Study of Successful Aging found that modest but sustained improvements across multiple domains had more impact than dramatic but temporary changes in a single area. If you'd like to learn more about evidence-based strategies for aging well, please subscribe to our channel for regular updates on the latest research in longevity and practical ways to implement it in your life. Your engagement helps us continue providing content that empowers people to live longer, healthier lives. Thank you for joining me today. Understanding these 5 key signs is your first step toward taking control of how you age. With the right knowledge and actions, you can significantly influence whether you're aging well or poorly, regardless of what your birth certificate says.